Okay, and anyone can go off on a tangent and research the Bible and find that basically it's a load of BS. Anyway.
Know what they're saying is not true. It's just going back to what I said before. They will not entertain the idea that what they're saying is not true because the alternative, which is...
I already expressed my point to say that if evolution isn't true, don't mean God done did it. Okay? How this guy became... this guy says he was an atheist before. Yeah, maybe he was an atheist, then he fell off a 5-story building, landed on his head. A relatively soft part of his body to land on. And, you know, he became a theist overnight. One of the chances. There are multiple options. Just because option A isn't correct doesn't mean option B is correct. There's an option C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. The whole alphabet and beyond. A1, A2, A3, infinite. There are plenty of options out there. I could have come for this cup. For all I know, okay? Despite the fact that the cup was made after I was born, otherwise I'd be looking at a cracked glass. Don't know why, but you know, glasses with me tend to last no longer than 10 years. So, throw that out the window. No, but seriously, 2D doesn't cut it, okay? All you have to do is look at the universe and say, hey, that must have come from God, okay, because nothing else could have created it. Wrong, plenty of other things could have created it. Nature, for example. And no, God isn't nature, because if God was nature, he'd be all over the place. And he'd be able to create me a new Ferrari. Which he isn't doing. That's the point. No, I already used that in my other video. Oh well.
God created the heavens and scares them too much. It's too big.
How would it scare me? If God created the heavens, then he'd be able to stop all the people in the world dying, right? He'd be able to stop all the suffering in the world. Be able to play a tune on my piano for my amusement, and to file my tax returns again for my amusement. If a pen just starts scribbling, I've heard, whoa, God's an okay guy. And by the way, Venom, God is an atheist, okay? Unless there's some uber powerful God beyond God, then in that case, God really isn't God. That uber powerful God is God. And if there's... yeah, then he's an atheist because nothing's about him. So God is an atheist. He doesn't have to believe in anything. Well, he can believe in himself. But that I believe in myself, but I'm still an atheist. If you don't believe in some higher power, you're an atheist. And God's likely to side with the atheists. Thank you very much. Oh, come on now. Don't be stupid.
Give a concept for many people. So,
really?
I'm trying to bring you, if you are an evolutionist, I want to bring you outside your comfort zone.
You can never bring me outside my comfort zone.
I'm going to show you that what you believe is not only wrong, but that what I'm saying is right. So let's get right into the...
Well, if what you're saying is right, then... let me put it this way. Common sense is experiencing technical difficulties. Please tune in later when we have sorted out and rectified this situation.
Starting from the beginning, Charles Darwin went upon the Bugle on the high seas, and he went to the Galapagos Islands, and what did he see there but a bunch of finches? And those finches, he noted, had a whole bunch of different beak sizes. These are called Darwin's finches. You can look them up. So Darwin looked at a whole bunch of finches, and you know what he said? He looked at them and he said, this is amazing. All these finches must share a common ancestor, but they show distinct qualities in their beaks. Each one has a different sized beak. So for whatever reason, Charles Darwin stipulated that because these finches have different sized beaks, that the bananas and the birds must be interrelated and have a common ancestor. Now that's a stretch, and I'll tell you why. If I see a bunch of birds with different sized beaks, it reminds me of a different arm size of someone's siblings. Do you have any brothers or sisters? I bet you're probably taller or shorter than them. If you compare your arm size, you might have a different sized arm. So does that prove that you evolved from an earthworm? No.
What? Non-secular right there. Non-secular. No, this is not something non-secular. It's a red herring. Wow. That's really surprising. I actually drawn into a half-intelligent debate there, but in typical Venom Fang X style, no. Hey, look at this, kids! It's a nice shiny Rebuttle. Hey, look at this! I'm going on the intelligence scale, slightly crawling upwards, slightly crawling upwards, upward, right down to the bottom again. This guy is so infuriating. Now do you understand why I am so opposed to theism? I mean, come on. Well, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just opposed to idiots like fundamentalists. This guy is a fundamentalist. This guy is an idiot. Okay? Okay, Venom, if you want to know, all the birds did have a common ancestor. Okay? I can prove that. Go to Google, search macroevolution, okay? Then you will find results, possibly and probably peer-reviewed, okay? Which is a lot higher of an education standard than you sitting there with your Bible and your microphone, your little Ken Irvine videos, taking the script from Ken Irvine and just playing it over and over again until somebody converts to theism.
Proves is that when people breed, or when animals breed, their offspring come in all shapes and sizes. So, is it possible that God designed life with the ability to create offspring with varying sizes? Yes. So what Darwin saw is not evidence of evolution. It can be equally used as evidence for creation, that God designed the finches with the ability to change the size of their beaks. However, Charles...
Venom, I'm going to tell you this straight and true. Okay? There are two forms of humanoid. Okay? The first is closely related to the Neanderthals. Okay? They're short, stumpy. No, not short and stumpy. They are less tall, okay, than the traditional European humanoids. I use humanoids as a substitution for men. Okay, but I can't say men because, you know, there are women, surprisingly, out there. And there's probably a woman for everyone. There's probably a woman that wants your cop right now. Go out and get her, Venom. I'll stay here and rebuttal your video. Oh, good. And these two humanoids, okay, shared a common ancestor. They came from the Neanderthals, but because the European Neanderthal had spent most of its time, surprisingly, on a continent called Europe, as we now know it today, they developed the ability to run faster. They didn't need fat as much, and they had the ability to throw spears, whereas the Neanderthals that came from Australia did not need the ability to run as fast. They needed fat because they came from a cold climate, and they also needed less brain power, so they developed, I don't know, they were more tuned to they were more tuned to withstand their environment as it best suited to them, as were the European Neanderthals. But hey, if you keep going on like this with your rebuttal videos, I'm just going to have to do more and more research, and that's really a pain for me. but